Or I know it's probably not gonna work like magic, and somehow hitting resume will get us back to the place that I was left off, because I doubt it saved anything, but please. No! All that progress gone. What was I doing?
Yes, Doctor. I will take my leave, Humphreys. Goodbye, Doctor.
I'm so mad. Well, it's kind of my fault for not saving. Or forgetting to.
Anything else, Doctor?
Very well. Goodbye for now, Finley.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Maybe no, not the cobbler shop. Here?
The Wasp's Nest. This pub looks even more disreputable than the Golden Lion in Baker Street.
I'm this far back. I am upset.
This is the sink where the barmaid puts the glasses to soak. Look, red ink. What's that doing here? The bottle is closed. There must still be some ink inside, and it looks like a glass. The barmaid must have put ink into the sink by mistake.
Right. Do I get in your way? Me?
If you'll excuse me, sir. Good evening, sir.
Well, I know you. Why, we met at Miss Poolman's the other day. So you've come to slum it in Whitechapel, eh?
I still can't believe I have to redo it all. Oh my god.
Do you know Dr. Tumblety, a Canadian or American chap, quite an extravagant dresser, frequents this pub now and then?
Are you intimate?
No. What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I just wanted to prove my discretion concerning this man, in so much and so far as I know him. You wouldn't like it if one day the tables were turned and everyone was talking about why you were in the borough. Isn't that so?
Miss Pullman?
As it happens, I saw Miss Pullman recently. She told me that she couldn't wait to see you again. She said something about a surprise that is waiting for you at her establishment.
Why, that is some of the best news I've heard, my friend. As thanks, I would like to let you in on a secret. The man that you were talking about, and whom I happen to know by sight, passed by and went through that little door that you see over there. Another man let him in. They weren't together for more than a few minutes, to be sure, eh?
Goodbye.
Well, I will continue my search.
Ah, love.
But what is this person trying to imply? This matter is beyond me.
Watson, we all know what he's trying to imply.
Good evening, sir.
It'll be the coup of my career, Governor said. Ha! You'll make loads of dots of the paper, he said.
Journalist?
You're a journalist?
That's so. Tom Bulling at your service. the Whitechapel ferret, the wizard with the scoop.
You don't appear to be in a state to write anything, my friend.
You're mistaken. Whiskey passes through the blood and turns into ink. Simple. You see, mugs and inkwells are all the same.
Don't you think you should settle your tab and go home?
My red ink? Where's my red ink? I won't even pay half a halfpenny if they don't return my red ink. It's my blood you hear.
Goodbye.
Very well, I'll be on my way.
You're the best. The boss told me. My red ink. Well, where's she be?
Red ink.
I found your red ink, my friend. You should settle up and head home.
Thank you, my friend, thank you. The spring-heeled phantom will be revived.
Now you.
Greetings, my good man. Could I have a pint?
Here, Gov.
Tumblety.
I've been told that Dr. Tumblety might be found around here. Is that so?
I don't do a roll call of all the drunkards here. I've got my hands full just making sure I get their money.
You're paid up.
Here you go. It's on the journalist, my friend.
I owe you one. The next one is on me. What'll it be?
Nothing, thanks. But I may
I'm
need
so
your
upset.
help.
Gonna be whining about that for a while, so deal with it. I'm sorry, but
Listen, my friend. I would like you to let me in the door over there.
You're a bobby. A peeler?
Absolutely not, my friend. I am a doctor.
Fine. I owe you this at least. There's a bloke behind that door there. No pity Bluto. Let's just say he wants to lay low for a moment. So I don't think he'll be opening the door just now. Unless... Tell him you have word from Squibby. They'll open the door. But who can say what'll happen when the door closes?
goodbye.
Goodbye, my friend.
Oi! That's it!
Why are you always so violent with goodbyes?
Let me in. I have news from Squibby. But stay calm.
And who are you? Where's Squibby? He's out.
To be honest, I don't actually know this Squibby chap. I was actually wondering if you knew Dr. Tumblety, a Canadian or American fellow. He came in...
Sure we know him.
Excellent. Can you...
You know about gas?
I'm afraid not. I am a doctor.
Then I ain't interested. You can be leaving now. But if I find out who snitched to the peelers, I'll find you. Got it?
But I can pay you for...
Keep your coins for the paupers, or one of the gas boys who ain't afraid of nothing and knows how to hold his tongue. You bring him to me. I'll meet with you.
Well, it would seem that I have all the information I need for my investigation. Anyway, this fellow Bluto at the Wasp's Nest is rather shady and doesn't look like he'll want to cooperate. I'd be better off returning to Baker Street. Holmes will certainly know what to do. And besides, I am worn out.
Now, before we go, save. Yes. Back. Resume.
Let's go back to Baker Street. Home, sweet home.
I have to do all those puzzles again.
There we are, Holmes. I've told you in great detail everything that happened last night.
Excellent work, Watson. We shall now be prepared to answer a few questions about the horrible murder in Hanbury Street.
Do you think we are now in a position to find out the identity of the murderer of these two women?
No, I don't think so. It's outside of our scope and not our responsibility. As much as you've done for Leather Apron and the affair with the pills, our mission is to help the police by ensuring that they don't get caught up following false leads and to point them in the right direction. Let us start from what we know with some certitude. As you have just said, it is almost certain that the same person killed the Bucks Row and Hanbury Street victims. The reason to assume as much are numerous, and I shan't elaborate here. What do these two victims have in common?
They didn't have anything. They have
It's
the same
true,
shit.
these two women were in the same profession, but...
Indeed, Watson. These two women were both prostitutes. That is of vital importance, Watson.
My memory from your examination of the scene is rather hazy. Didn't you say something about the killer's frame of mind?
I was talking about the victim's possessions that were placed on the ground and the rings missing from Annie Chapman's fingers. This killer is a cunning predator, comes from a rather humble background, and shows steely self-control in carrying out the murders.
Something is puzzling me, Holmes. Richardson's testimony contradicts the time of death given by Dr. Phillips, which also matches my own, 4:30 a.m.
And yes, we shall confirm that, Watson, and attempt to determine the precise time of death. In order to do that, we will need to place everyone involved on a timeline. Only after that will we be able to place the knife symbolizing our killer. Let's look at our timeline, Watson.
Inventory. Where is that dude? There he is. Use this document. Documents. Estimated time of death according to Dr. Watson and
Let's
Phillips.
put the time of death as assessed by Dr. Phillips on the timeline. The assessment of the time of the murder given by Dr. Phillips and yourself, Watson, 4:30 a.m. We left the station at 6 o'clock and it took us 20 minutes to arrive at Hanbury Street. Our arrival at the scene occurred at around 6:20. Given the distance separating the two locations, we can deduce that the corpse wasn't discovered after 6 o'clock, and therefore that the murder must have been committed before.
Season 1.
Now, for the most important part, the testimony of Miss Long. She claims to have seen a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury Street sometime around... What time, Watson? Let us assume, therefore, that Miss Long's testimony is, as is most certainly the case, true. She places her meeting with the victim at around 5:30, claiming to have heard a clock chime on the half hour at the moment when she enters the street.
Quarter to 5.
Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline. Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline. Despite the great respect I have for Dr. Phillips and the value I place on our friendship, my deepest conviction is that both of you are mistaken and that Richardson is in the right and that these two testimonies put down in writing have real worth.
But how? Explain yourself, Holmes.
Remember how you assessed the time of death? You touched the fingers and body of the victim, but it was remarkably cold for this time of year. In addition, the corpse had been drained of bodily fluids. Its heat retention was therefore no longer the same as that of an intact corpse.
Egad! You're right, Holmes.
Oh, I've had some time to research, Watson.
Given these facts, my first diagnosis may have been off by half an hour, perhaps even an hour.
Thus, we can confirm Richardson's statement and establish that the murder was committed after 4:50 a.m. and not before 4:30 a.m. Our next witness is Albert Kadosh. Albert Kadosh goes down into his garden at approximately 5:20, and on re-entering his home, hears voices in number 29's garden. Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline. Kadosh leaves the garden, enters his house, then leaves for work, seeing the clock on the Spitalfields church showing 5:32. Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline. Kadosh goes back down into his garden approximately 4 minutes after having left it, and hears the sound of an impact against the wooden fence. Excellent, Watson. All our people are now in place.
Yes, but Holmes, Miss Long claims to have seen the victim at around 5:30. But according to Kadosh, someone, most certainly the victim and her murderer, was already in the garden at 5:30.
Excellent observation, Watson. It must be noted, however, that these two witnesses, Long and Kadosh, saw the time shown on the clocks in the area, which are often inaccurate and went by their empirical and, in this case, erroneous estimate of how much time had passed. Thus, neither of these two times can be considered reliable.
Do you mean to say that these two testimonies might match?
Indeed. Let's put Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30. Let's add Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30 a.m. Mr. Kadosh claims to have passed by the Spitalfields church at 5:32, which, given the distance from 27 Hanbury Street, would mean he was still at home at 5:31. Let's therefore put the end of his testimony at 5:31. Miss Long heard the man say to the victim, "Will you?" to which the victim responded yes, which would suggest that an agreement was reached and that the transaction was imminent. They then proceeded to enter the garden, which puts the voices heard by Kadosh at 5:29. We had thought that Kadosh had left 27 Hanbury Street at 5:31 after having heard an impact against the fence. Thus, 2 minutes passed between the moment when Kadosh entered the house after having been in the garden the first time and the moment when he returns to go out again and leave for work. How long did he estimate this interval to be? 3 to 4 minutes. In light of all this, Watson, we can finally establish the time of Chapman's murder. Now, place the knife at the exact time. Now then, taking into account that the local clock isn't exact and that a young man was off by a minute or two in his estimations of his comings and goings, we can confirm Miss Long's testimony and place the time of the crime at approximately 5:30.
Oh my god.
But in that case, Holmes, the man that Miss Long saw is none other than...
That's right, Watson. It was the Whitechapel killer.
To think that Miss Long and Kadosh were only a few feet away from him.
Indeed, Watson. Had Miss Long passed just a little closer to the victim and her assassin, or had the young Kadosh popped his head over the fence out of curiosity, the killer would most certainly already be behind bars.
That's some stroke of luck he had there.
I couldn't agree more, Watson. But his luck didn't end there, given the mutilations inflicted upon this poor woman. What must be considered above all is the killer's obvious wish to remove one and only one specific organ. His surgery pinpointed the exact spot, avoiding superfluous incisions. This suggests the man possesses at least a minimal anatomical knowledge.
Are you suggesting a doctor or a butcher?
Perhaps, but the possibilities are still too broad to conclude with any certainty. Now for the motive. Despite my almost complete lack of practical experience on the subject, I have a rather precise idea of the usefulness of a uterus and a vagina. Nonetheless, once they are separated from their usual envelope, I am more circumspect as to the uses one can make of them. What do you think, Watson? We need a board, Watson.
Yes, we need a board. It's not like I've done this. Human organ trafficking.
Money, quite simply.
Even if this motive seems incongruous, we're in no position to deny or affirm it until we know whether a market for human organs exists.
So, yeah.
Perhaps it was intended as a study specimen.
I have little faith in that theory. Hardly anything was taken from the Bucks Row victim.
Black magic?
Watson, this line of investigation is far too vague. We don't have a single clue in support of such a motive. We can eliminate this hypothesis.
Dementia.
Holmes, what if it was cannibalism?
Even if the idea is unbearable, we can't ignore it as a possibility. Elementary. What emerges from these possible motives for having removed the uterus from the second victim is that they implied that the killer could have carried out the same thing on the Bucks Row victim, yet didn't. This brings us to a terrible conclusion. Our killer has evolved in the space of only a few days, and if that's the case, had he already struck before the first murder to which we attribute him? And if the killer strikes again, what atrocity awaits his next victim?
We have to stop him, Holmes.
We shall do our best. This recent business of jars filled with formalin and of the American doctor might be a lead. Watson, inquire among medical circles to ascertain if there is a black market for human organs. The chances are slim, but this must be pursued.
Very well. What about you, Holmes?
I will send word to Inspector Aberline regarding our recent conclusions. I should also like to become a gas man and pay a visit to Bluto at the Wasp's Nest.
Understood, Holmes. I think one of my old university colleagues who works at the London hospital will be able to help me. I shall write him a note at once. He should be able to see me during the day. Afterwards, shall we meet here?
Yes, Watson. See you later, and good luck.
I must get to the London hospital, where my old university colleague works.
No. Now let's save again. Yes. Overwrite. I'm not losing my progress again.
To the London hospital, quick. My colleague agreed to meet me here in one of the London hospital rooms reserved for students.
Ah, John, you're there already. Punctual as always. Tell me, you don't seem to be in good shape. Is it possible that your recent marriage is making you this morose?
Ah, you know me well, Andrew. No, it's a strange and terrible affair that concerns me. Have you read my note?
Yes, I admit that I was surprised. It just so happens that I, too, was asking questions about our morgue.
Organ trafficking?
What do you think? Have you heard of any organ trafficking within?
No, John. No doubt there exists some exchange between colleagues. Not quite legal, of course, but nothing that can qualify as trafficking. Since the Anatomy Act of 1832, which permitted the use of unclaimed corpses for science, the black market trade was definitely halted. There are sufficient subjects available for all practitioners and students. Of this I can confirm.
Well, organ trafficking as a lucrative trade is out of the question. Then what is troubling you with the morgue?
You are talking about trafficking organs, but I suspect there is trade in whole bodies.
The missing bodies?
What do you mean to say? Whole bodies are disappearing?
Well, it's confidential, but I know of your discretion and your friendship with the famous Sherlock Holmes. I can tell you that a few corpses have recently disappeared from the hospital morgue. Cadavers that were intended for dissection. That is to say, not claimed. Poor, unknown people. If a single corpse had disappeared, it might have been a bad joke. There are many students who pass through here. It's even a meeting spot. For the majority, they are here to work. A few come here in secret to practice. It also happens that instruments or organs go missing. Nothing alarming, but so many corpses. It's very troubling.
What will you do?
But the hospital doctors aren't doing anything?
No. That is to say, they would prefer not to call the police at this point. An investigation would no doubt result in the suspension of authorizations for the use of unclaimed corpses. Do you think that you could intercede on our behalf with Sherlock Holmes to clear up this situation?
Which
corpses are missing?
Ah, I don't know exactly, but I can make an exact list if you would like to wait here for a few minutes. Feel free to look around the room while you wait. It'll bring back memories.
Thank you, Andrew.
Boop-a-doo.
It's here that students come to carry out their experiments. This surgical instrument resembles a screwdriver. How amusing. It might come in handy. I will return it later. It's here that students come to carry out their experiments. This rag is full of grease. It certainly wasn't used for a dissection. Was someone doing some mechanical work here? These wheeled trolleys are very handy for laying out surgical instruments. This wheel won't roll despite all of the added grease. Curious, as Holmes would say. A message. I'll be... Why the devil was it hidden here?
Already read this.
An old prescription. Poor child, so young, yet terminally ill. Strange, someone scrawled something. Part of it is in Latin. These are instructions, it would seem.
Oh, really, Watson?
The last lesson must have been about the human heart. And for a class of beginners, I expect, as this diagram is rather rudimentary.
Nothing. Just making sure.
An encyclopedia of anatomy. A page on the human heart is dog-eared. Let's see. It's here that students come to carry out their experiments. There is a heart in this jar. Based on its colouring, it hasn't been there long. And it looks like the drawing on the board. This jar contains 2 lids with combination locks.
Oh, does it? Does it, Watson? Okay. Then of Cavius Peria is 1, and Valva Iorte is 8. Right?
Look, there was a bit of paper stuck between the 2 lids.
Message of the heart, the number 6. And then atrium, where atrium sinistrum is... This is 10, so down by 2. And...
Incredible! Someone has hidden a magnet in this heart. But to what end? Incredible! There is a magnet with a hook behind this pane of glass. I am in need of something. Incredible! There is a magnet with a hook behind this pane of glass. I am in need of something.
Maybe this? Now this horrible thing again. Nah. Oh my god.
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself. A hole. I can make out something inside, but how to get it out? I will need a hook. I found it. A coded message. I do believe I will need Holmes.
Here is the list, John. The missing corpses are those of a woman, 40 years old, beginning of August, another 55 years old 2 weeks ago, and recently a young woman. These corpses had nothing in common except that they didn't have any apparent lesions.
All of this is very troubling. Well, I think that I have all of the information possible, and I promise that I will do what I can to clear up this business. I must leave you, my friend, and
In the name of our friendship,
Please, don't go so stare.
to be sure. Thanks again, Andrew.
It is I who must thank you, John. Don't forget to keep me up to date and say hello to your charming wife for me.
Count on me, Andrew.
I must go to the Wasp's Nest to find this rogue that Watson dubbed Bluto. He may be able to provide information on Dr. Tumblety. This lead, although tenuous, is well worth following. I must return to Whitechapel, but it would be better if I did so incognito. This should do the trick.
Save again so I don't lose progress. Whitechapel.
Let's go. Let's go to the Wasp's Nest.
At least I know I won't get lost to the pet store this time.
Old Tongue. There's something here.
Yeah.
There's something here. I need something.
Some tongs.
There's something here. I see a jewel. It's fallen between the floorboards.
La. Bow, bow. Like, how did I do this last time? How did I do it?
A Hebrew inscription. Going by the length of the chain, it must belong to a child.
Right,
What'll
you
it
don't say
be?
anything?
I have nothing to ask.
Yeah.
Hello there. You looking for a gas man?
You really a gasser? You sure it isn't a bobby?
Well, if you don't need me, I'll be on my way then. I've already been paid up.
Stay. Who paid you?
A doctor, Marston, I think he was. He told me you'd talk to me about a foreigner, name of Tumblety, if I did you a favour.
Right, mate. Might happen.
What should I do?
What is it you need me to do then?
Listen to me. At the end of Whitechapel, there's an abandoned dump of a house. Opposite Finley's boarding house. Upstairs in the mess where the gas pipes are, you'll find a sack with something heavy inside. If you look in, you'll regret it here. You find
I'm so
it, you
tired
bring
of
it
some-
here, and you don't tell a soul, right?
Got it. And then you'll tell me about this Tumblety so that I can report back to the doc?
Yeah, doctors know people. And since you is here, it's because he'll move mountains for his American. Me, I don't know much. But you can tell him that he'll have to talk to Squibby. He seems to know lots about plenty. When you come back with a sack, I'll tell you what he needs to tell Squibby so that he snitches on the yank to him. Believe me, mate, it's as explosive as 10 miles worth of gas in your damn pipes.
Goodbye forever.
Right then, I'm off.
Go. Give me some air.
I could arrange for the police to come down here and arrest this thug, but he seems pretty tough and would probably be a lot less cooperative than if I play along. It's best I handle this myself, including meeting the mysterious Squibby.
No. What was I? Ah, right. My mind just blanked there. Oh my god.
It's the abandoned house that Bluto pointed out to me. He must have set up his hideout there. There's a strange smell coming from this old building. Good day, Finley.
Good day, sir. Have we met before?
It's me, Sherlock Holmes, but I don't want it to be known that I'm here. Can I count on you?
Certainly, Mr. Holmes. I shall be as silent as the grave.
Tumbleton?
Your tenant, Dr. Tumblety, is he here?
I don't think so, but go and find out.
It would seem you've been having some gas problems.
Don't talk to me about it. The problem is from the abandoned house not far from here, but nobody has come to take care of it.
Perhaps I could go and take a look.
Do you have a ladder?
Do you have a ladder?
No, but I think in the pile of wood under the stairs there is one in pieces. And if you also need something from the scrap heap, some old tools or who knows what, feel free to take it, Mr. Holmes. But leave the dishes in good condition.
Goodbye.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Water. Part of a perfume atomizer. This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines. A broken hammer. I will have to find a handle.
I think that's everything.
This old cloth could be used as a mask. I must moisten my makeshift mask. Some old nails. They may come in handy. Finley's ladder is smashed to pieces, but all the parts appear to be here. This must be a piece of the ladder. Part of a perfume atomizer. This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines. A heap of rusted iron crockery. This lead pipe could help me to repair the gas lines. This must be a piece of the ladder. This must be a piece of the ladder. Closed. Closed.
Yeah. That's what's to be thought. Oh.
There, this damp cloth will do for a mask. I hope this ladder will support my weight. Let's go. My cloth mask won't make much difference, but I'll be able to inspect the room for a few seconds. A small torch, a useful tool for opening safes, I would assume, but the gas bottle is empty. The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape. The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape. This iron bar will help me. The leak must have been sudden. Even the animals didn't have time to escape. Someone left here in a hurry, presumably because of the gas leak. The gas leak is coming from behind this locked panel. The leak is coming from here. The satchel is behind these pipes. This explains why the thug wanted someone who knew about gas. He must have hidden it there in great haste and broke the pipes in the process. The satchel seems to be quite stuck. I don't think I can get it out without passing out. For good. I need a more suitable mask. The kind used by tanners would do nicely.
Oh, that was terrifying. Ayo.
How do, sir?
Hello. I'm sorry to say, but I'm closing.
This man seems wary. I must find a way to win his confidence. How do, sir?
Hello. I'm sorry to say, but I'm closing.
I am here because I found this.
Abraham's beard. The son of one of my neighbors was beaten in the street a few weeks ago and it was stolen from him. If you would give it to me, I promise to return it to him and get you a reward.
Money doesn't interest me.
Who are you, sir? And what do you want from me?
I'm a friend of Dr. Watson's. You know him, don't you?
In that case, welcome. Dr. Watson is a great man, and I would be pleased to help one of his friends.
The tanner's mask.
You work the leather and perhaps even tan it yourself. I believe tanners wear special masks to protect themselves from the toxic emissions given off by the vats used to soak the leather. I have a gas leak to fix, and I won't survive without something effective to protect myself with.
Go see my cousin Abraham, who has a pet shop a little further down the road. Tell him that Isaac sent you. That's me.
Goodbye.
I'll be off now.
My regards to Dr. Watson.
Oh my god, it's right here, and it's
This is a
always
pet
been
shop.
right here. I did not
This
get
is
lost.
a pet shop. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Do you have a mask?
You must be Abraham Solomonovich. I came on behalf of your cousin, Isaac. He said that you might be able to help me. I need a good mask to protect me from gas emissions so I can repair a leak.
Yes, it should help you. But I let it drop into the big snake cage, and they are very dangerous beasts. I don't know how to retrieve it.
But you must be equipped to deal with these creatures safely, surely.
Of course, but I broke my hook. It should be over there. If you succeed in getting that beast from its cage, you will be doing me a great favor.
This cage must do to hold the snake. This cage must do to hold the snake. This cage must do to hold the snake. I have the broken hook. I can repair it, but I'll need some materials. Perhaps I'll find some material at Isaac's that will be of use. Perhaps I'll find some material at Isaac's that will be of use.
Perhaps I will.
I need a few items for your cousin Abraham. May I borrow them for you?
Of course. You're welcome.
This should do the trick. This may come in handy. This should do the trick.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get it all organized. Okay, let's head back.
This cage will do the trick. The mesh is small enough. There we are. Magnificent. If I may ask, why is it you have such equipment?
I haven't always had a pet shop, my friend. I was a butcher for many years. But I wasn't serious enough to be a real meat man, and I was looked down upon in the community. I found myself carting carcasses from the slaughterhouse, a repugnant job in which you catch vile illnesses. It breaks you before you're out of your 30s. Thus, I had the idea to make this mask with a sort of filter, and it worked. Since then, I have quit that work, and with my little savings, I started this business. I lived through the death of thousands of animals. Now I am devoted to their lives. If you are interested, I could sell you a little canary, for example.
No, thank you. Let's return to the boarding house.
Yes! I don't want to lose any more progress. Map. Boarding house. Just go there. God.
The satchel, rather heavy and firmly wedged. Dislodging it will take a concerted effort and is better done in a safe environment. I must repair this leak before I can get the satchel out.
Okay.
Elementary.
Yay.
This much talked about satchel is very heavy and seems to contain metal dishes. I told Bluto that I wouldn't look inside, but I've little need to. It's quite obvious that it's full of silverware. There is still gas in here. Looking at the state of this cat, it won't survive much longer if it stays here. Let's go to the wasp's nest. Let's go to the wasp's nest.
First things first.
Full of crockery, the satchel makes the same noise and weighs about the same as if it were filled with silverware.
Pass the sack to me. Did you look in?
I give you my word, but it won't belong to you until you tell me where Squibby is.
Fine. The poor idiot was taken by the peelers the other day. I don't know why some chap started to screech about that he was the Whitechapel killer, but he ended up followed by an hysterical mob. In a flash, the bobbies had him rounded up and locked down.
Do you mean at the local police station?
Might not. But if you or the doc talk to him, tell him that about the kayak business. I'll forget our score if he rats on the yank. He'll know. Now, hand over the bag.
I say, that's all a little bit wishy-washy. I'm not sure it's worth the satchel.
Hey, don't shake it like that, moron. If you don't want to end up with a knife in the back, you'll get busy with the pipe. Got it?
Here, take it. That'll teach me for being a good Samaritan. Honestly, how rude. I'd best be off now. Better to not be around when he opens the satchel.
True. Pet shop.
Hey, look! It's Mr. Detective. It's...
Shh, I'm undercover on a special mission. Don't blow my cover.
Aye, aye, Captain. We won't let it slip.
Now, what are you doing in this area at such an hour? You're far from home, aren't you?
We've come to give Pounce a hand. About his cat, you know. Downstairs round is a nasty old lady Big Danny lives. She threatens to kill Pounce's cat, 'cause she's allergic, or so she says. And it makes it cough and vomit just by seeing one.
Allergic.
Oh, that's it. She stoned Pounce and his cat yesterday, and the poor thing took off and hasn't been seen again. We've been looking for it, but nothing.
The cat?
Does that cat there belong to Pounce?
Bert! That's my Bertie!
Be careful, he is injured. Let's take him to the pet shop. We might be able to take care of him.
Goodbye forever.
Let's go to the pet shop, children. If you all go in at once, you will scare the animals. Pounce, come with me. Everyone else, stay here.
Can you help Kitty Whiskers?
What can I do for you?
The mega.
I have come to return your mask.
Ah, thank you. If you need something else, do not hesitate.
Young man.
May I present young Pounce and his cat, Bert. Poor Bert, he's been injured.
It's Big Danny who threw a cobblestone at him.
Big Danny? Danny the Jaw? The terror of the Highlands?
Oi, that's mister.
Big Danny.
You know this lady?
Lady is not the appropriate word. Fury, more likely. Danny is a night worker. Before that, she performed in a circus where she fought against men for a penny a round. It was said that she never lost a fight.
Is there anything you can do for poor Bert?
I don't know. This cat seems to be in a sorry state. I have a book on cats over there. Can you find it while I look at its wound?
Yes.
Cat's tail. It just says that anyone who has this gets a
Aha!
bunch
This
of
must be the
cats.
cat book Abraham needs.
What can I do for you?
Give the
Here is the book on cats.
Thank you, my man. I will see what I can do for this cat.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Okay. Police station. I can't just go in.
So, you little jackanapes, you want to ride on the big whirly?
Another day, perhaps, Mum.
Information.
As a matter of fact, I would like to know if a chap I know called Squibby happens to be in this police station, and how many policemen are inside.
Information? Yes, but time is money for me, you know.
Squibby.
Here are a few guineas. So, Squibby.
I'll tell you everything that I know, my ducky. Nothing. Ha! I know nothing about whether Squibby is there, and I don't give a damn. The bobbies don't whisper sweet nothings to me, like the girls in the nice places. And now get lost before I get all worked up. Hey, if you have something to offer to a lady, I could tell you a little bit more, maybe.
Good.
I'll be back.
You do that.
The girls from the nice houses. That monster. Oh. Danny must have been referring to establishments like Miss Bella's that Watson told me about.
Can't believe you. Bro.
Fine, I have to go to the brothel. Good evening, Lucy. Do you remember me?
Mr. Holmes, come in. You're strangely dressed. What have you come to do in the area?
Constables.
I've come to ask if any of your colleagues, or perhaps even yourself, associate with any of the policemen from the local station.
Certain girls go with police officers, it's true, but Bella would be able to tell you more than me.
Goodbye.
Very well. I'll be on my way.
Bye. Goodbye. No. What's up?
You are a friend of Dr. Watson?
Indeed.
A fine man, your Dr. Watson. He got me out of a damn business with one of my clients. We gave this boar a lesson to remember, and he's since gone to France, having snagged one of my best girls. But it's a break from all of her chatter. You're looking for information about the police, is that right? I can't help you there. The girls concerned are busy. And anyway, I don't have the time.
Bottles?
What is bothering you so much?
A client left me a case of bottles as payment. It happens all the time. I'm saddled with all this stuff. He told me that these perfumes were the latest thing, straight from Paris. Well, I'd barely smelled the first one when I nearly fainted. There might be some good ones in there, but I'd have to find out if it's really perfume, so that it won't burn the skin off my pretty girls.
Madam, I will undertake to tell you exactly which of these products are perfumes if you agree to entrust them to me for a little while. In exchange, I would like to know more about Squibby.
Yes, I know him. We've struck a deal, Mr. Holmes. I'll give you these bottles.
Gimme.
I will need a book to help me identify Miss Bella's perfume. I believe the bookshop on Glenworth Street, not far from Baker Street, has just reopened. Let's go and take a look.
Okay. I'm gonna save one last time. And hope that it doesn't break again. Oh my god, it worked, thank god.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Are you the new bookseller in the neighbourhood?
Yes, my name is Barnes. You're one of my first visitors. Welcome. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for work that can help me identify perfumes. A book that deals with vegetation and its possible uses in the domain, for example.
I would recommend the Encyclopedia Spartica about vegetation. It consists of a reference on the matter. This book is the most complete that there is.
Fine, I will take it.
But it's just that, I have no idea where it is. Would you believe that my predecessor classified works by their acquisition date? Nowadays, we advocate a thematic classification. However, I am getting down to the task. You aren't looking for anything concerning the history of the scripts. I'm fascinated by the subject, and I already have numerous books on the topic.
It is no doubt very interesting, but I need this book Spartica without further delay.
Fine. I will try to find the acquisition date of this encyclopedia, Mr.
Holmes, Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, fantastic. You are the man for the job. Perhaps you could try to find the missing dates. That will buy you some time.
The dates?
There are some dates missing?
Yes. I forgot to mention that detail. The dates were written on cardstock attached to the columns, and there was one date per section. As one goes along, you will see there is no specific order, and certain are missing. I remade the labels, but I don't know where to put them. They're there on the counter.
Are there any other details to know?
The proprietor inscribed a date every 2 years since his arrival in 1864, up until now, that is 1888. He left a note regarding his method of shelving, but I didn't understand a word. I do believe, in fact, that he was a bit mad.
Good
well, I will see.
All the numbers placed on the same column must have different ending numbers. For example, 1886 and 1866 together will create an inconceivable disaster. The dates whose numbers added together will produce the same sum cannot be put on the same column. If they indicate the same sense, number of dates by column. Oh. Okay. So the ending number can't be the same, right? Documents. So ending. All the numbers on the same column must have different ending numbers. added together, they need to be different. Okay. 870, 888, 864. I think this is correct. Hold on. The dates whose numbers added together will produce the same sound cannot be put on the same column if they indicate the same sense. I think that's correct. 648. Maybe. Let me see. So, if all the numbers added together, one, 18, 7, 1, 20, 8, 104, and 1 plus 8 plus 7 plus 0. 16. Ooh, I don't think that's right. It doesn't feel right. Let's take that one back. Let's see. 1 plus 8 plus 6 plus another 23. 1 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6. 22. Let's see. 1 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2. 19. Then 1 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 equals 19. Oh my god. Take that one. 2. Plus 8 plus 16. I think it should be fine there. Let's see. And the last one. Plus 8 plus 7 plus 2 equals 18. Let's see, plus 8, plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 equals 21. Plus 8 plus 8 plus 4, 21. And 1 plus 8 equals 17. So middle one has to go. This one, maybe. And then like this. Right? Ending numbers can't be. And who's the same sun cannot be put on the same column. Is that it, sir?
Have you finished placing my labels, Mr. Holmes?
God damn it. Let's reset this. Start with this one. I'm gonna grab a pen and some paper. Be right back. Alright, I have a pen and paper now. Seven, 32, 8, 4, and then 1, 8, 80. Okay, that one's written down. Last one. 8, 8, 6, 1, 8, 7, 4, 1, 8, 7, 8. Okay, and then in my inventory, we have 1, 8, 8, 2, 1, 8, 6, 6, 1, 8, 8, 8, 1, 8, 70. And these are 19. 21, 25, 60. Okay. Now that I got this, maybe it'll help me figure it out faster. Okay. So the rules. All of the numbers placed in the same column must have different ending numbers. For example, the dates whose numbers added together will produce the same sum cannot be put on the column if they indicate the same sense. So you can't go into the first one, but you can go into the second and third. Let's see. This is so this one has to go here because it has none other like it, and so 82. This one is done. Okay, now you. Can't be you. Can't be you. You. I believe so. But it says 21 Never mind, take that back. So let's see. So 1882 can go in these two columns, but not this one. $1886 can go can't go on that one. 6. That's 16. Okay. I find this puzzle incredibly confusing. You can go in the second. Six cannot go. Six, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4. But it has to go here. I don't understand. It has to.
I must put all of the labels back in their rightful place.
You have to go here somewhere. Wait a minute, did I just count it wrong? I am so confused. Oh my god. But I thought I said the dates whose numbers added together produce the same sum cannot be put on the same column. But this 1884. Oh my god. Please help me.
Have you finished placing my labels, Mr. Holmes?
Please. This is so confusing. I'm gonna put this here. Nope. Have 1 0. It cannot go in that one. Cannot go in the 5er. But can basically go into any of the 3. Feel like it's you. $18.88. I'm gonna put you here.
Let's see. The Secret Life of Anchovies. Memoirs of a Public Accountant. These books on various wide-ranging subjects are hardly going to be useful.
Wait, does that mean I got a column right or no? I'm basically just throwing them all around now. I am too dumb for this.
I must put all of the labels back in their rightful place. There, Mr. Barnes, the labels are in their correct places. That should facilitate your classification. Have you found my book?
Yes, what luck it was to meet you. It was acquired in 1882.
I will look for it. Thank you very much. I would suggest that you organize your books quickly. I am in the habit of visiting my local bookstore at least once a week.
You are right, Mr. Holmes.
I think I'm just dumb. I was overanalyzing it. I got too hung up with the, like, if you add the numbers together, that was what my problem was. But it also doesn't help that I'm just dumb. And yes, I cheated. Spartica Encyclopedia. Perfume is described in a musical metaphor as having 3 sets of notes, making the harmonies scent accord. The notes unfold over time, with the immediate impression on top note leading to the deeper middle notes, and the bass notes gradually appearing as the final stage. The quality of a perfume is usually assessed in terms of 3 parameters. Fragrance is the most important issue. Describing essentially the smell of a perfume is followed by the intensity of smell, ranging from subtle scent to overwhelming odor. Also, safety of use is important because not all of the elements of a perfume could be sound for ladies' tender skin.
This encyclopedia on plants and spices is just what I need to analyze these so-called perfumes. Let's return to Baker Street.
Feel so stupid. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. How long did it take me to even attempt? Ugh. Resume. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. Bakers.
I will need my work table. I need something. Let's get to work. I must analyze these perfumes.
What? Do I just make them fit together? Rose nectar. Oh, okay.
These shapes represent the smells at my disposal. This perfume is ghastly. This shape represents the essence of the...
How do I pick the next one?
This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate. This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate. Let's get to work. I must analyze these perfumes.
I did, though. This one is done.
This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate.
Why won't it let me go?
This shape represents the...
Yes, I fucking get that.
This shape represents the essence. This shape represents the... Let's get to work. I must analyze these perfumes. This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate.
I get that. Why won't it let me click anything else anymore? Even when I hit reset,
This shape represents the essence of the perfume, which I must recreate.
There we go. That's what I have to do. Jesus Christ. Looks like it's that one. Then this. The
Excellent.
one.
Now, on to the next step.
Bigger.
Elementary. Fine, I have to go to the brothel.
Oh my god. It's one dumb thing after another. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. Whitechapel. The brothel.
Fine, I have to go to the brothel.
Why are you so disappointed? You've already been here. Hey, yo.
So, my dear man, have you reached a verdict?
I have distinguished the good perfumes from the bad, but even the good ones are nothing more than common sense for adolescents.
Who cares? It'll freshen up a few of my girls. Wait, there's a perfume here called Valerian. What is it?
It's not really a perfume, technically speaking, unless you like cats. It's more of a kind of medicine.
It smells strange. I don't really like it. Here, I can give it to you. And I have some information. Squibby is most assuredly locked up at the police station hereabouts. It would also seem that he's the one who doesn't want to come out.
Danny?
Do you know someone by the name of Danny?
Danny? Big Danny Nutcracker? The one who hates cats?
That's the one.
You're interested in that kind of bird? Be like dipping your biscuit in a pig's trough. She's dangerous, a real cyclone, so beware. And her appearance, she claims to adore perfumes. She'd need this whole box to smell sweet.
I doubt it'll take much to make Danny cooperate, perhaps by offering her a little gift. Let's go to the police station.
Oh, Danny. I hear you like perfume. Here.
Do you remember me? Would you be kind enough to help me by telling me how many policemen are inside in exchange for this bottle of perfume?
A real perfume.
There ain't much in the station. It was pretty busy, but now there's only one constable, dearie.
There we are. Now Danny has been sprayed with valerian, a scent that's irresistible to cats. I must create a diversion in the street to make the policemen come out, but I need some cats. Lots of cats. To the pet shop.
To the pet shop.
I must go to the pet shop.
Yo.
What can I do for you?
Bert the
So,
cat.
how is Bert doing?
He'll pull through. But he must eat, and I have no food for him here. We will need to find him some.
And where can we get some cat food?
We must find Hardiman. He sells meat for cats. It's around this time when he passes the end of the road. You might be in luck. You'll hear him from far away. He was always calling beep, beep.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Solomovich. So, Pounds, shall we look for the cat food seller? Poor Bert has to be fed, and I might have some work for you and your friends.
Bow, bow, bow. Shwaka-dicka-dick-dow. Bow, bow, bow. Dicka-dicka-dick.
Beep beep. Beep beep.
Good evening, sir.
How do? A little kebab for the cat?
Brats.
These little brats can't possibly all be yours.
Pardon? Oh, no, none of them.
Ah, children, they're our pride and joy. And yet...
Kebabs.
Do cats really like kebabs?
They adore them. How many would you like?
I'll take the lot.
I beg your pardon, sir?
How much for the lot?
For £2, they're all yours, my lord.
It's a deal. Listen up, my little soldiers. You need to find all the cats in Whitechapel and lead them towards the police station. You'll be armed with delicious kebabs to entice them. Go, as quick as you can now. If my calculations are correct, the cats will be seduced by Danny's odour and will throw themselves on her. That should cause enough of a commotion to get the policeman to come out onto the street.
Oh my god. Release the cats.
Come on now, children. Let the cats alone.
What's all this racket? Calm down. Come on, out. And make those chaps shut up.
Well now, let's see what I can do about Squibby. This must be the door that leads to the cells.
I'm so cute. What are you? Am I picking the lock? With no context, I have no idea what to do.
I shall leave Bluto's treasure at the station. The police will know what to do with it. I shall leave Bluto's treasure at the station. The police will know what to do with it. This must be the door that leads to the cells.
Is there a Squibby? Here's a knife.
And who are you?
I've come to talk to you about Tumblety.
So you're here to kill me, are you?
Absolutely not. I've come on behalf of someone you know who told me you have some explosive news about this American. In exchange, he has settled your bill on the kayaks.
You ain't no street person, you. You're a bobby, trying to wind me up, aren't you?
Not at all. Will you agree to talk?
Not a chance. I'll give nothing away for nothing. I don't have to follow Bluto's orders. I'm in it up to my neck, and the bobbies won't agree to keep me locked up here for the rest of my life.
You mean to say that you are here of your own accord?
Damn right. Only death awaits me out there. I was almost lynched because I was blamed for the murder of those poor girls who were chopped up like animals. The police put me here for my own safety. That's when this journalist showed up.
A journalist?
A journalist?
I socked him once for disrespecting me down at the pub. He said I'd pay for it one day, and that day came. He said he was going to squeal to the papers about me. With my description and my tattoos and all, I was arrested at the same time the police said they'd caught the Whitechapel killer. While waiting to write the article, he started the rumour. Now the streets ain't safe for me no more.
I understand. Listen, if I find this journalist and make him promise to not write a word about you, and if I also agree to pay for you to get out of London, will you tell me everything you know about Tumblety?
You sure know how to speak to ruffians, don't you? You got yourself a deal.
What's the name of this journalist?
Bulling. Tom Bulling.
Tom Bulling? That name sounds familiar. That wouldn't be the journalist that Watson met at the Wasp's Nest.
Huh?
Ah, no, nothing. I was just thinking aloud.
Goodbye forever.
Well, I'll be going, Squibby.
You're right. It ain't healthy here. Hey, but what are you up to here, you? Off with you, and make it quick before I take you in.
Let's go to the Wasp's Nest. Let's go to the Wasp's Nest.
Yeah,
No,
we're here.
if Bluto sees me, it could prove to be quite dangerous. Let's return to Baker Street to change. Some paper, ink stains. This must be the table where Bulling writes his copy.
Hey, yo.
Evening. A pint for me and have one for yourself. I'm looking for a journalist, a good client of yours. Goes by the name of Bulling. Ring any bells?
Haven't seen him for a day or two. He must be sleeping it off somewhere. Where to hide from the landlord when you owe some serious bread?
What paper does he work for?
I don't know, but I can't believe that he works at his rag, because he's always round the pub scribbling his useless papers. The last time I seen him, he spent a whole day at that table drinking and scratching away from morning till night. He finished by celebrating, and without the help of a rich chap, he would have fleeced me of a guinea.
Good bee.
Thank you, my friend.
That's nothing.
No, if Bluto sees me, it could prove to be quite dangerous.
What will it be?
I could just go back to dialogues.
I need more information. Good evening. There'll be a nice tip in it for you if you can tell me if you recently saw a journalist here.
Yes, sir. A damn nuisance, that man. And a real cad. He cursed me out something fierce for staining a book that he put down, even though it was him who was shaking so much that he soiled it with a whole lot of ale.
A book?
He was reading a book?
Oh, not a real book. A halfpenny rag. He put it down on the ground, and I put it in the paper bin for the stove. It should still be there if it weren't already put in the fire.
Goodbye, miss.
At your service, me lord.
The Boys Standard, published weekly, now ready, price 1 penny. The history of this remarkable being has been specifically compiled for this work only by one of the best authors of the day, and our readers will find that he has undoubtedly succeeded in providing a wonderful and sensational story, every page of which is replete with details of absorbing, thrilling interests.
Spring-heeled Jack, a fantastical character that terrorizes the population of London. This journalist has some far from cheerful reading. Let's return to Baker Street. Tom Bulling isn't here, but the Baker Street irregulars should be able to track him down. Perhaps Watson will have something to tell me in the morning.
Up at last, Holmes. Were you able to get anything from that crook at the Wasp's Nest yesterday?
Not yet, but I am working on it. And yourself, Watson, what were you able to find out from your colleague about the sale of second-hand female parts?
Holmes? Well, actually...
Let it be, Watson. It was tiring, no doubt.
Well, as soon as I mentioned the possible existence of a black market dealing in human parts, everyone in the hospital became very tense. This silence, therefore, tells us more than anything else at this point.
However, I have trouble believing that such a peculiar dealing as that involving Annie Chapman's uterus could have gone unnoticed in the medical community, if that is indeed what happened.
That's my opinion, as well as that of my old university colleague. He maintains that any form of organ trafficking would be impossible, not to mention unnecessary. However, he did tell me something rather troubling: the unexplained disappearance of several corpses from the hospital morgue. He has allowed me to investigate, provided I do so discreetly, and here is what I found, concealed in what appeared to be a secret letterbox.
Interesting, an encoded message.
Indeed, and look, the symbol of a certain well-known Spartaca encyclopedia is printed on it. Perhaps it will help in deciphering the letter.
Thank you, Watson. Are you going out again?
I promised a new patient, Captain Stenick, I'd go round to examine him. He lives nearby. I may be back before you've had a chance to decipher this mysterious message.
Bless me. Oh my god.
Good. Let's decipher the encoded words in the message that Watson found at the London hospital. Good. Let's decipher the encoded words in the message that Watson found at the London hospital.
Oh my god. These headphones are killing my ears. Now I wanna.
The index of the Spartaca encyclopedias seems to have a connection with this letter.
Then it has the number 17. Oh. You must search in the inventory for 2 documents that will permit you to resolve this puzzle. Next, click on the document's index letters that you will have found in place. Really? That's the most help? Doesn't help when I don't know how to solve the puzzle.
Good. Let's decipher the encoded words in the message that Watson found at the London hospital.
Okay. Let's make sure, yeah. Maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna look for a clue because I have no idea what I am looking for. But I want to figure it out, though. I don't want the answer. I want a hint on how the hell you figure this out.
The index of the Spartacus encyclopedias seems to have a connection with this letter.
I'm just gonna... I already read the answer. No, this doesn't feel right. Because I don't actually know how to solve the puzzle. I think I'm gonna go on a break. I could just put the answer in, but I still don't know how they figured it out. So I'm gonna go on a momentary break. Oh my god, what happened? I'm gonna go on a momentary break so I can figure out how this is done. A game. I guess it's not gonna allow me. Okay, I'll be back in a bit.